Morning. This is Dr. Richard Lee. From my previous videos, you heard me talking about breast cancer prevention and biohacking. Some of those videos were done at this location in different areas. I'm filming this at a house that my grandfather built, oh gosh, over 60 years ago. He selected this site because the report said this is the nearest place to the San Francisco Bay Area that would never have lethal fallout in a World War III situation. Instead of stocking it with guns and food, he stocked this with wine and fishing tackle. This is also in an area known as the Emerald Triangle, which is sort of the center of the marijuana growing industry in California and for a while in the United States. It's been interesting to watch how the situations have changed in this region over the decades. Originally, it was what we call feral hippies on small homesteads growing marijuana for their own private use and maybe sell or giving to their friends. Then it got taken over by a huge industry dominated by wealthy individuals and also drug cartels who are moving in, buying land and growing there, often without any regard to the environment, including taking water from the streams, which practically drain the Eel River Basin dry, putting out all forms of poisons, mainly to keep mice from eating their crop, but it would also get into the deer and into the food chain and kill other animals without regard to their habitat. Anyway, my beef to pick with these people is that they've taken over both public and private lands, walled them off, and made it very unwelcome to anyone who used to use the local trails and dirt roads here for hiking or fishing or walking or biking. My deeper concern about the whole marijuana situation is what I've discovered in terms of a not too rare genetic mutation that has to do with a danger of high-dose THC, which is the active psychotropic ingredient in marijuana, causing such things as irreversible schizophrenia or bipolar 1 disorder. There are at least 8 genes that are known with regard to THC metabolism and its possibility of this effect on creating these forms of psychosis. What's interesting is most of these occur in males, particularly younger males. I think a lot of us remember some of the kids in high school who were never the same after they got into this. Well, that's probably one of the reasons why. It's struck my own family, several members who basically lost their minds and have been either non-productive or in misery, in one case, no longer with us, probably as a part of the cascade of that psychosis from THC. That's my one issue with it, but not the only one. The other is THC can also suppress a neurochemical in the brain called FSH. FSH, or follicle stimulating hormone, is a signal that goes to your gonads, testicles in men, ovaries in women, to tell them to make more hormones in terms of estrogen and testosterone. So typically, a heavy-duty pot smoker is more likely to suppress FSH as a male and have lower testosterone. It may even suppress ovulation in women, but we don't have as much data on that. So a lot of reasons to avoid this stuff, avoid people who are in the industry of selling it, at least on the black market. And now that's become even worse with the advent of fentanyl. It's not only crept into meth and other sedative medications, but it's actually creeping into the marijuana supply from less scrupulous sellers. So not the old fun, mellow herb it used to be. It's now becoming more problematic in terms of a health risk, in terms of reproductive risk, and in terms of environmental risk, and in rare cases, in terms of life risk, given some of the proclivity of violence and psychosis that some of these growers and smokers have. Generally, as a rule, I don't support it. I'd recommend, if you haven't gotten into that, why waste your time and money? Hopefully you don't have the genetic variations where it will make you go crazy, mess up the rest of your life. So from the center of the Emerald Triangle, from a retreat from civilization and all sorts of undesirable people, enjoy yourself, have as much fun as you can, and hopefully without getting high all the time.